So I just had a conversation and we were talking about freedom and what it means to be free and what it means to be free in today's society with everything that's going on. And the conversation surrounding medicine came up because, in my opinion, there is nothing about how we are practicing and utilizing medicine in today's society, both allopathic and natural, holistic, all across the board, that has anything to do with the freedom of the individual, that has anything to do with the freedom of the human spirit and what is actually available in every single human that exists, no matter what healing expression, no matter what version of health you are currently experiencing. Freedom is the only thing that is ever going to feel true, because it's the only thing that the human being is designed not only to crave, but to express. And the way that we do medicine is exactly counter to this. The way that medicine is set up right now is that you need a practitioner, a physician, a pharmacy, a compound, a supplement, a something in order to obtain your health. And that way of thinking just on its own is the most incorrect way to see your human body, the most incorrect way to run society, the most, absurd way to think about something that is so powerful and is so dynamic and is so magnificent as the human body. And what you find here is that this is one of the greatest expressions of manipulation that we have, that you think that you must go and have a practitioner, a pill, a procedure, or access to something that has to do with business in order to achieve your greatest version of health. And that couldn't be further from the truth. And one example of this was actually, I watched a show one time called Lost, and the last episode I ever saw was still in the first season, but it ended with a man who had grown up without knowing his biological parents, and he, was kind of an outcast and was always craving that relationship, specifically with his father. And there was a whole scenario that happened where his father and him contacted each other and got connected, and his overwhelming need for that connection, for love from a father figure, made him susceptible to being manipulated. And, the short of that story was that it was all a setup, even though it was his biological father. The reason and the intention was actually quite malicious, and it was to foster this fake relationship for a temporary amount of time in order to acquire his biological son's kidney. And then after that surgery, of course, he abandoned his adult son again. And it was so heartbreaking to watch, because for me, I always, have multiple parallels going on at all times if I ever do watch a show or a movie. And for me, this showed me things in my own life where my perceived needs that went to something external from me make me susceptible to being manipulated. And then I put that again always in medicine, and that's exactly what medicine does, under the guise of goodness, kindness, helping, saving lives. And it's such a sad thing to be so zoomed out now and to see the inner workings of it all and see how wrong it is and how it is the furthest thing from helping and saving lives. It's stealing life, and it is capturing people when they grasp for help in these moments where they need the most support and the most, attention to some degree. And so this is such a powerful thing to really think about. Your perceived weakness in your physical body, it's not true. And the relationship that has happened between you and medicine is not true. And medicine will abandon you. Medicine does abandon you. Medicine has absolutely nothing to do with any type of true investment in you. And you have to see it for what it is. And even though there can be practitioners that mean well, if they are operating under how we were trained in school, it is actually very anti-human, anti-life-saving, anti-support, individuality and sovereignty. And it doesn't matter how good the people are, it's the system that is so flawed in how we are treating the human body, treating healing, treating life and time even on this planet that we call aging, right? And so if you can think about this today, where are your perceived shortcomings? Where do you perceive the body as weak and flawed and then go run to something or someone external to you to go find your health when your health could never be found anywhere external to you? And healing is always happening, because if healing wasn't happening, you wouldn't have survived from the moment you decided you needed support to the moment you found who was going to be that support for you or that savior. And one thing I cover in the Illusions in Medicine Masterclass that's so powerful, and in every single visit I have, is you really got to go look at the truths when it comes to medicine and our illusion of a savior. And when you're getting rid of illusory saviors, you also run the risk of losing the reason why you wanted to keep that illusion. And it's the perception and the sense of security and safety that you get from maintaining that illusion. So when you destroy the illusion, you also destroy, the accompanying security, even though it was false, that you gained from maintaining and withholding everything that was going on with keeping that illusion. And so really go into this, because even in the natural world, we're still treating the human being, a human life, as if something about the person is wrong, and that all of us need to swoop in and help fix it, or that you come here to me and you come here to me and you come here to me, and you can go and gather little bits and pieces of yourself, when in reality it's actually taking and fragmenting the few things that you still have intact under the guise of re-educating, remembering, training, all of these different language strategies that we use. No matter what, you've got to know that your health is in you right now, and the way that your body is expressing is the demonstration of your healing, not the lack of it. And that how you've been living your life, every single breath of your life up until this point, is what has medicated your body to be at this level of health expression, no matter what that looks like. And if you want to change it, you're not supposed to go find bits and pieces of you. You're supposed to go look at your life and make modifications within you to achieve how you want to experience and feel and exist within this one life that you've got. But it is very, very dangerous to think that anything you need for your health can only be in the hands of a practitioner, a industry, or a business. And even I think back to me back when I was trying to heal my skin, and before I even got into college, and or during college actually, and the thought of, I can only have this cream that's gonna heal my skin if I constantly come to this facility, and I constantly pay to have a membership to have access to this practitioner, because without this practitioner, I can't get the thing that I need. And that just drove me crazy. The idea of having to have people give me something for my health seemed absolutely absurd to me, even before I got into medicine, even before I learned everything that I know now. It just didn't make any sense. How can you be controlling and holding something that is essential for me feeling how I want to feel? And the only way I can get that is if I play this game and give you what you want so that I can have what I want. And that's a very dangerous way to live life. And it's so far from what is true about a human being, because the human being is designed to be free. Everything that you need to be well in this world is given to you. And if you found yourself, reaching out for help and being, handcuffed to an industry, to a business, to a practitioner, to a model, to, a way of thinking, that's where you've got to start taking those chains off of you, getting out of those handcuffs and seeing, why you reached for it, what you were actually wanting, and see how what you reached for didn't give you the truth of what you thought it was going to be. Instead, it imprisons you in another layer. And the more covered up you are, the more overwhelming it is. You were designed to be free. Your body is designed to extract everything it needs from your natural world. How you think, breathe, move, relate, experience, and everything that nature has to offer you. And yes, humans have commodified a lot of those things, but not all of those things. And most of us have access to enough of those things to live extraordinary lives if we allowed ourselves. So think about this and make sure you consume to set yourself free. Make sure you utilize services, if you do that, to set yourself free. And never stick your hand out and grab for help when there's a handcuff being slapped around your wrist, that you have to go to that person to get the things that you need, that you have to go to that industry to get the things that you require, not only for your health, but for your life. That can't be true. That is not the design of you.